Well, hello and welcome to my channel. Age is just a number. And my name is Barbara Jean. This is a channel for women over 40, 50, 60, 70 and beyond who have a love of fashion and beauty. And today it is all about beauty because it is all about the lips. Yes. I was at a function there one day and a lady asked me, I see her, once a month at the club. And she goes, have you done something to your lips? And I just kind of grinned at her and I said, well, I've been doing a little technique. So I thought I would share this technique, my process that I do to get fuller lips. Now, women, as we age, our lips tend to get thinner. It's just a cross that we have to bear. So I did a video on this before about the technique of how I'm contouring, but I'm also doing some other stuff that I thought I would share that process with you, just in case you were interested in trying it and see if it makes your lips enhanced. So if you want to see my process, hang tight and we'll get started on it right away. All right, so I have fresh face. Excuse me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually scrub. And this is just, you can use whatever lip scrub you want, just a granular one that's a little bit mildly abrasive. And you just get a little out, careful of your nails. And I'm just going to go around it, and I'm even going to go outside of the lip line to get a little bit of the skin as well too. And I try to do circles. It's kind of hard though when you're working on a linear. But I do this just for a couple of minutes. All right, now I'm going to take a washcloth and I'm going to wipe it all off. And I haven't done all the other skincare on there because it's going to make a mess anyway. So, especially with the scrub on that. So once that is off, I want it to dry. And then I'm going to use either a salicylic acid or a lactic acid. And let's do the lactic acid. This is Good Genes. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger. I can get it out. Whoops. All right, and I'm going to smear it on my lips again, as well as around the outside edges. All right, I'm going to let this sit on there for a little while, and then I'll be back. All right, so now that I've let that, the Good Genes is the one that I used, the lactic acid treatment, sit on my lips for probably about 15 minutes. I'm just going to take my wash rag and just kind of blot it. I'm not rubbing. I'm just going to blot it. So As you can see that doing the scrubbing really brought the color to my lips. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out my City Lips plumping gloss. Now I use this all day long, even when I'm not putting makeup on, or I use it in the morning first thing when I get up, unless I'm going to be doing this. Or usually I do it anyway. So, but while it's sitting there while I'm having my coffee, and I put it on before I go to bed as well too, and it stays on all night. So I'm going to just generously put this on my lips. And I'm going outside a little bit as well. All right. So now I'm going to go do the rest of my skincare and then do my makeup. And then when I get to my lips, I'll show you what I do then. All right. So I've done my makeup except for the lips. So, and I've let the City Beauty plumping gloss sit on my lips this whole time. So I'm just taking my fingers just to get some of the kind of tackiness off of it. It's not that it's sticky, but it's really thick, so it stays on there. So I'm just lightly tapping with my fingers. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to go in with a concealer. And this is the technique I have been using for quite a while. I did a video on it before. So I'm just going to go in with an old favorite concealer brush. This is just for kind of doing touch-up work and stuff. It's old Clinique. It's been around. I've probably had it 20 years. So I'm just going to go into a thick concealer. This one happens to be Marc Jacobs. And I'm just going to apply it. And I'm going to the skin. So I'm going beyond the lips with it just a little bit. You see the bottom lip is already almost, you can't even see it. So we're going to do the top lip now. So what I'm doing is creating a canvas, okay? All right, you can barely see how my lips are. So that is that step. Now I'm going to go in with a little powder, and this is a Maybelline Fit Me because it comes with a little sponge, which you can use with a brush or you could use with a sponge. I'm just going to do the sponge. So I'm just going to get a little bit on. And then I'm just lightly going to go over all that concealer. All that. It's not that much. I mean, 2 little dots spread over all of that. All right. So the powder's on there. Now I'm going to go in with my Milani bronzer. This is called a bronzer. Silky Matte in Sunkissed 02, but this is such a cool tone. This is more of a, I think of this more of a contour. When you think of this, I'm trying to think, this is matte and this is silky. So we're going to go in with this And I'm using a little refer brush. It's a little bitty one, and this is actually 03 is what it is. And I did this video on this before, but I'm going to do it again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to contour the largest part of my lips, meaning I'm just going to create a shadow. So I'm going to start in the center, and I'm outside the lip line, okay? And take it down to there. See if you can see. Do the same thing on the other side. And I always just like slightly kind of just mesh it in with my finger. Okay, there's the top. And now I'm going to do the full part of the bottom. Outside. Now, there's that. Now, you can do like you do in your eyeshadow where you're blending it in. So take a fluffy brush without anything on it. Just like you would on your eyeshadow, just a clean, fluffy brush to blend. All right, so there is the lip line. So, not lip line, but the contour. Now I'm going to take another little brush that I have, which is a Sigma, and it's called the Shader Inner Corner. But if you can see how little this is, and it's such a flat, little pointy brush. So I just dip into here, tap it off, and what I want to do is kind of create that upturned little lip, but too much will really show. So I'm just going to do it ever so lightly. So I just like to open my mouth a little bit. Can you see that? There, not there. And you're only doing it about 1/4 of an inch, if that. Okay. So with that, now we're going to go in with our liner. And I'm going to use Spice by Milani. Milani's, for the price of these, they're very, very good. All right, so I'm going to do mine. It's hard to talk while you're lip lining. So I'm going to do the top part first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside of the line a little bit. Overline them is what it's called. And what I like to do is just have a clean finger. If for some reason I've kind of gone out a little bit that I want, I'll just kind of just lightly drag it down. So there's one side. But I went back and just did a little bit more there in the Cupid's bow. And this is where I always have, I seem to have a little, it's like part of the lip part that it's uneven. So I use the liner to make it even. And on the bottom, I like to lay it on its side and drag it through. Now, I do not go all the way in because that's going to drag it down. The older we get, we should not do that. So I'm just going on the side and dragging it. Now, this makes a beautiful color all by itself. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the lip liner as the all over color. So, but because I haven't overdrawn the bottom, I'm going to slightly, ever so slightly. I'm trying to see how full that bottom lip looks now. All right, there's the lip color and the fuller lips. Now, I can put a little bit of the City Beauty Plumping Lip back on top of this, but because I don't like lipstick going back into it. So what I'm going to do, if you have some of those disposable ones, the lip brushes, you could do that, but I don't have any. I do have a Q-tip. Let's see if that works. Typically, I just do it on my finger. Swipe it on my finger, but let's see. All right, I got a little bit in here. It's kind of like a mop with this. I don't like that. So we're going to go back with my alternative, which is I just wipe it on my finger. And then touch it under my lips. And if I need more, I just go in and get another finger. And there we go. Bigger, fuller lips. All right, so that's it. So hope you enjoyed this little tutorial of how I take care of my lips and how I enhance them with the little tips and tricks that I do. So I hope you enjoyed this. And remember, ladies, what I tell you? I tell you every single day to get up and show up because you're worth it. So until I see you on my next video, have a very safe and a very blessed day.